a camera is rolling in a public place. Then a cop steps in and says, "Delete your video now." But when policy collides with the First Amendment, who actually has the authority?
Awesome. Nice to meet you. We're nice guys. We're not here to create a problem. And you have a full understanding of who should be in there and who shouldn't. When it comes to our First Amendment, it's the very first article of the job. We're not in a restricted area.
May I ask you who you're representing and what's going on?
We're just regular citizens, brother.
So by our policy, you're not allowed to videotape on state property.
But that's your fault. That's not the law, correct?
So if you guys do not leave, I have to call the police.
And they'll come here and they'll just say we're okay to record.
By our DOC policy, you're not allowed to
I understand.
videotape.
I understand.
Right now, two individuals are in a calm but firm tone explaining their presence and intentions to someone else. They're emphasizing that they're regular citizens, not causing any trouble, and that they have a full understanding of who should be allowed where. One specific detail is that they mention the First Amendment, specifically Article 1, which suggests they're referencing a constitutional right. What's different here is that their tone has shifted slightly from earlier parts. They're no longer just stating facts or asking questions, now they're making statements and asserting their presence. This shift increases tension because it
No, you guys can go across the street, videotape if you want, but you on state property, you cannot videotape.
I understand that.
We've had news crews that we've had to remove too. It's not just you guys.
And one last thing, I didn't see any signs too saying that this was restricted or anything. So as far as I'm aware and the police are aware, this will be fine for us to stay. You know what I mean?
Okay,
correct.
You know what I mean?
Because I understand that you guys may have a.
It's against our security.
I understand you guys may
have videotaping.
I understand that you guys may have that policy and that it may be your duty to call the police.
Right now, an officer is addressing a group of individuals who are trying to record a scene on state property. The officer is telling them they can't videotape because it's against their security policy. What's new here is that the officer is acknowledging that this group may have a policy that requires them to call the police in situations like this. This admission seems to be an attempt by the officer to empathize with the individuals and understand their perspective. The tension increases in this moment because the officer is showing a willingness to listen, which could potentially diffuse the situation. However, it also implies that there may be
because of a policy that may needs to be fixed in the future. But if people like us, sir, don't come over here and ask questions and actually challenge these policies, then
I've been told that I have to come out and tell you guys you have to leave the property.
Well,
you cannot videotape on it.
No worries. And could you just?
Yep, absolutely.
We're not trying to be a hard time or nothing, but we would like to discuss the matter.
As I'm observing this moment unfold, I see one of the individuals involved in the conversation saying, "But if people like us don't come over here and ask questions and actually challenge these policies, then I have to come out and tell you guys you have to leave the property." This statement stands out because it's a direct reference to consequences for not following the rules. Compared to earlier parts of this conversation, we're now seeing a slightly firmer tone being used. The person is
Well, with the police. That's all.
And that's fine.
That's
But
all.
like I said, I just have to come out and advise you that there's no videotaping.
Of course.
okay, thank you.
right now, the speaker is wrapping up a brief conversation about videotaping. They're saying no videotaping, that's a specific